Welcome to Uncaged Zootours. If you are new to the channel and love animals, I recommend and appreciate hitting the like and subscribe buttons and the bell icon to join me on my tours and to learn more about your favorite animals. My friends, it's great to be back in the Lone Star State of Texas. This time, we're heading back to the Fort Worth Zoo. Previously, we went to their impressive Texas Wild, where we learned about how Texas is filled with animal diversity.
That was a great tour! What will be our next Fort Worth adventure?
Thanks to your votes, we're heading from the wilds of Texas to the African Savanna. Originally opened in 2018, the African Savanna was the first phase in the Fort Worth Zoo's A Wilder Vision master plan. The Savanna has several exhibits, but it also showcases many of Africa's big stars. Do you mean stars as a symbol of happiness? Yes. Put on your pith helmets and grab your cameras, because it's time for a Texas-sized African safari. The African Savanna is located to the left of the mandrills from World of Primates and across from Elephant Springs. The very first exhibit is also the biggest and most diverse on the Savanna. For starters, there are some reticulated giraffes. Giraffes may seem quiet, but may grunt or snort to warn other giraffes when danger is nearby. They also make low-pitched noises that humans can't hear. Those necks are great for helping them reach leaves out of trees and fighting. But the giraffe's neck, combined with their great eyesight, also helps them look out for predators, mainly lions and hyenas. When a lion hunts a giraffe, it can run away up to 35 miles per hour. But it can use its hooves to kick the lion in the face. I mean, giraffes have hooves that are the size of dinner plates or a small pizza. Do giraffes stand up all the time? For the most part, they do. They even sleep standing up or lying down, but only for 5 to 30 minutes at a time because they have to keep a lookout for predators to make sure their hoofstock friends are safe. If you want to learn more about giraffes, don't forget to stop by the African Savanna at 11 o'clock for the Giraffe Keeper Chat. The giraffes also live with Cape vultures, who are spreading their wings on the ground. Vultures do this to control their body temperature or just sunbathe. Kudus are very shy antelope who are usually active at night. While the females spend their time in groups of 3, the males prefer to live alone. Despite their size, kudus can jump up to 8 feet high. Male kudu also have spiraled horns that they use for fighting. The males push and shove each other until an opponent is knocked down to the ground. Next is the Abyssinian ground hornbill. As their name implies, ground hornbills spend their time on the ground, but they will sometimes fly short distances to catch prey or roost in trees to avoid predators. In Gambia, some people think that it's bad luck when a ground hornbill isn't flying. Like the great hornbill, the Abyssinian ground hornbill has a casque on their head, but that headgear is used to provide additional strength to crack open nuts. What do you know? Another antelope lives with the giraffes. Welcome to my tour, my springbok friends. They look like gazelles! Springboks belong in their own genus, Antidoracus, meaning that they are not related to gazelles. Their species name, marsupialis, refers to a pocket-like skin flap that extends along their back to their tail. This trait makes them different from gazelles. I guess that means they aren't related to kangaroos, wombats, and koalas. That's right! The springbok is also the national animal of South Africa, and to escape predators, springboks do this behavior called pronking, meaning that they jump vertically into the air. And then there's the biggest bird in the world, the ostrich. When it's time to lay their eggs, all the female ostriches lay their eggs through a hierarchy. When the chicks hatch, their parents protect them from predators and the weather. The mother will also use her feathers to keep her chicks warm on cold and rainy days. Sometimes, the parents will fight with other ostriches to see who keeps all the chicks. The winning parents get to raise all the chicks because that would give them a higher chance to reach adulthood. An ostrich reaches adulthood at 4 to 5 years old. If you want to learn more about ostriches, please refer to my Africa at the Cincinnati Zoo tour to learn more about them. This aviary across from the savannah has a Madagascar crested ibis, a blue-bellied roller, African pygmy geese, and a few other birds. I guess these birds need some sleep, so let's move on. Speaking of birds, our next animals are pretty in pink. Pink is a good color when you are a flamingo. There are 6 species of flamingos, and the Fort Worth Zoo is home to 4 different species. American and Chilean flamingos can be found near the entrance, while these greater and lesser flamingos can be found in the African Savanna. Let's start with the lesser flamingos, because being lesser isn't a bad thing. These flamingos are the smallest of all the flamingo species. These birds thrive in large groups up to 1 million strong. Lesser flamingos are difficult to breed in captivity, but the Fort Worth Zoo developed a strategy in 2002, and they quickly became the #1 lesser flamingo breeding facility in the world, with 382 chicks. Okay, now it's your turn, my greater flamingo friends. Greater flamingos are the world's largest flamingos, and they can also be found in Asia and southern Europe. The main reason why flamingos stand on one leg is to help conserve body heat, but they also stand on one leg while sleeping. Scientists also believe that flamingos can turn off half of their brains so they can stay balanced while sleeping. This method is called unihemispheric sleep, the same method that dolphins and whales use when they sleep. How long does a flamingo sleep? Flamingos sleep for 5 to 7 hours a night, and they can sometimes sleep during the day. Located to the left of the flamingos is a southern black rhinoceros. Even if black rhinos are herbivores, they can charge at anything that is unfamiliar to them, even their flamingo neighbors that are trying to keep them awake. A black rhino charges at 30 miles per hour, but these charges rarely result in physical contact or harm. They just have poor eyesight. Black rhinos prefer to live alone, but they still have a symbiotic relationship with a little bird called an oxpecker, who serves as an alarm call to warn the rhino that danger is nearby. The oxpecker also eats ticks and other parasites off the rhino's skin, and the bird gets a nice juicy meal while the rhino is parasite-free. While I was visiting Fort Worth, I saw this native snake, and she was feeling really anxious, but the keepers put her in a bag to calm her down. I'm no doctor, but I hope she's okay. With that little detour, our next animal is another pachyderm, the hippopotamus. The word hippopotamus is Greek for river horse. Hippos spend up to 16 hours in the water, and they can hold their breath for up to 5 minutes. Hippos do leave the water at night to eat grass, but they can also go back to the water to escape hungry lions. The Fort Worth Zoo is home to 4 hippos: Daisy, Jonesy, Poppy, and Bubbles. Until recently, scientists thought hippos were related to pigs, but recent DNA evidence shows that they're related to dolphins and whales, and they shared a common ancestor that existed 55 million years ago. Hippos also communicate by snorting, grunting, and wheezing to say, "Hey, this is our territory." Can you give us an example? Sure. If you press this button, you'll hear a hippo's way of telling other animals to stay out of their way. If you want to get the best footage of the hippos while you're at the Fort Worth Zoo, don't forget to stop by the Hippo Keeper Chat at 2:30 p.m. You'll get to see a hippo open its mouth. Following that is another black rhino. Another way rhinos get rid of bugs is by wallowing in mud. The mud also helps the rhino cool down, as it acts like sunscreen. If you want to learn more about black rhinos, please refer to my Black Rhinos at the Birmingham Zoo tour. The very last animal on the savannah is a pint-sized mongoose. For the first time since my Gorilla Falls exploration trail at Disney's Animal Kingdom tour, we have meerkats. A meerkat's level of activity is connected to the sun. When the temperature gets too high, meerkats can go underground to cool off. Like naked mole rats, meerkat colonies are led by an alpha female. She is the only one who gets to breed. And if another female has babies of her own, the alpha female can banish said female from the clan or even kill the pups. Meerkat society is very strict. But on a lighter note, meerkats also have great eyesight, as they have dark rings around their eyes to reduce glare. They also have a membrane on their eyes that helps get rid of sand when they blink. And that wraps up our second look at the Fort Worth Zoo. The African Savanna is a great exhibit at the Fort Worth Zoo, and I would highly recommend checking out this area if you go to Texas. You'll love the rhinos, giraffes, and hippos. Now it's time to vote. Which Fort Worth exhibit would you like to see next? Would you like to go for a back-to-back two-parter at the award-winning Museum of Living Art, where we'll meet a giant crocodile, chameleons, and many other reptiles, amphibians, invertebrates, and fish? We can also visit World of Primates, where we'll see a baby gorilla, gibbons, and witness the return of the eastern bongo and bonobo. Finally, there's Elephant Springs, where we'll see an adorable baby elephant and the zoo's Indian rhino. In the comments, you can request me any animals you would like to see more of. As always, thank you for subscribing, and thank you for watching.